Welcome to today's Hooray, it's Thursday live with Courtney. And today I'm bringing you Gears and Textures by Stampin' Up, teamed up with the Nature Symphony Designer Series paper. So got a couple of good things happening in our Stampin' Up world. Recently the new mini has started, so that's got a great range of new goodies in it, and there's been some new online exclusives. So just so that you've got some more variety. This here is what we're playing with today. We're playing with the Gears and Textures stamp set and their matching dies. But we've got product of the month happening at the moment, and currently this is the product of the month. This is Fabulous Sayings. Okay, so I'll just click on here. So Fabulous Sayings is our current product of the month. Spend $125 in Australia and you can purchase this for $9. Wonderful. The sentiments are huge. They're easy to use sentiments. Like, look at the size of that happy birthday. That's going to go almost the whole way across the front of a card. Okay, so I thought this was a must in anybody's crafting stash. So I'm just going to put that one to the side. So what I've brought over with me, side of my envelope and all that, I'll just put things so I know where they are. I know we've used this step before, but I thought I really like it. And I like the old one that we had. That's some lemon lime twist that I might cut some things out of. This is a little piece of designer series paper that I've chosen from Nature Symphony. So hi Nat, how you going? It's got Pretty Peacock on it. It's got Lost Lagoon on it. I've teamed it up with some Pretty Peacock for the background and a piece of black, because I'm cutting out a whole heap of black for my album that I'm making with the girls on the weekend, and I've got all these spare bits of black floating around, so because the pieces we need for the album are an odd size. So we'll just fold this guy in half. We're going back to last week's was a landscape card, and we used Nature Symphony. So if you missed it, don't forget to go back and have a look at that one. You'll find all my videos on YouTube. I do try and go back and put them in some sort of order, because when you stream live to YouTube, it doesn't just automatically do it. So I've got a little bit of a black background, but I'm going to cut something out of that first. I like to be quite frugal. We've got all of the gears, so these are the dies. All right. And we've got, I like to be a bit frugal, so I quite frequently will cut things out of, especially when I'm using dark colors, not necessarily so when I'm using white. If this cardstock is white, if someone was to hold it up to the light, which they're not likely to do, you'd be able to see that I've pinched from in here. I know that I've got a couple of millimeters around the side. All right. I did bring over some spare pieces, but I just want to show you how you can pinch from the back. Then the other thing that I'm going to show you is we don't have any black foil at the moment, but if I want something shiny, this is what I do with it. So I'll show you how I do that too. I'm going to do a couple of different gears just because I want to join them all together and make a bit like a cog situation sort of happening. And this one here does team up with this guy quite nicely. All right. So, and then you end up with this if you put the circle around the outside of it. That was one from a previous one, but I actually want to put that one inside, and we'll do a couple of little extra bits. All right. And then there is also this bit here, which will fit in there. So there's quite a few little bits and odds and sods that we can do. This one here is a bit of fun, as is these two. Okay, I want to show you how this works, and if I believe I can do this as well. Yeah, I can, and those guys sit in there. So let me show you how these guys work. So essentially We'll come back to some of them. I may use them in a second. Okay, so I'll just pull out a bit of extra black. Okay, because we're going to do a bit of doubling up. Now, I know black's a bit difficult to see, so I did bring over the lemon lime twist to make things a little bit easier to see if the black's not going to play nice. And I thought it'd be nice to add a little bit of extra color. I couldn't find one of my mats, so I've got all the dodgy ones here with me. Okay, so when you, if you want to, when you send these two through together, okay, so I'm literally putting that one inside of that one. And if I'm correct, I'll just take out these bits of from last time. Okay, if I'm correct, what it does, we're about to find out. I'm pretty sure it cuts and embosses it, but you know, hey, we're about to find out. Because you know what? You guys are the first ones to see me do it. Oh, it's nice and firm through the machine. Oh, a bit nervous. Okay. Oh no, cut both of them at the same time. Well, that wasn't what I planned. Could have done that myself anyway. And it's given me, for the edge around it, it's given me a really thin edge that can go around that one. So that'll be working, just sticking on top. And then it did the same with the chain. So you can cut them both at the same time. I thought maybe that'd just make that one embossed, but obviously not, because it sat a little bit higher. It's made that one not come out so crash hot, but that's all right. Okay. Oh, I should have just sent through some of these while I was there. Okay, we'll do that. But so these two, so they can sit on top of each other so that you can add dimension to them if you would like. So let's cut out a whole heap of these guys, because I need these all in black anyway. I am going to end up doing some of them in lemon lime twist as well. I will watch later, going on dog walk. Oh, enjoy your walk. That'll be cool. Alrighty. So we've got a few people on board. Right, so we've got some pieces that layer on top of each other. I'm just cutting up a whole heap of these first because I need them for what I want to do. So we'll just get them a bit sorted. That one was a bit dodgy. And then I'll show you how to make this, because since we don't have black gloss, I'll show you how I make my black gloss. Lena came yesterday. I probably shouldn't put all them onto the floor. You know that I wanted to, don't you? So we'll just cut a couple of extras. Get another big one. Another one of this one. And another one of that one there. Okay. All right. We've got it all happening here. Okay. So got those. And now I want some lemon lime twist ones of them as well. So I'll just get a bit prepared. How's your week been, everyone? Anyone made anything great? Oh, wow. Hi, Sharon. Oh, hello, Amanda. You loving your school holidays? Yeah, Wendy, I agree with you. I love this set as well. It's probably going to end up being my go-to blokey set. It just, I miss the gears, and I think it was it gears and garage or something like that we had before. I do miss that, but you know, it's one of those things. All right, made them a bit bendy, but that's okay. I'll show you what, when I say double up, this is what it doubles up as. Yeah, I like having something that to me is very blocky, but you can make it very girly as well. I've seen some really nice cards. If you go and have a flick around Pinterest, you will find some beautiful cards using this set for women. They've got flowers on them. Like, not a set that you would normally pick up and put with flowers, but I just think the way that they've done it, it actually works really nicely. Okay, so I didn't end up stealing from that piece, but that's okay. So what we've got here is we've got this piece here, and as you can see, oh, just poke out that circle, that will fit quite nicely onto there. So it looks a bit like a bookbinder. Hi Cheryl, how you going? Yeah, Amanda, I am not surprised that you've done nothing by being on school holidays. We've been busy. We've been making tables. I can't really show you it. I've got beautiful new tables coming for the craft room, so I can fit way more people, and I won't need to use the trestle tables. Might even shout myself some new chairs. What do you think? And then you'll see that one there fits quite nicely on that one, and it just gives you an extra layer. Bit pretty. Okay, so what I wanted to show you today is how do I make my gears glossy. All right, if I don't have any gloss, we don't have any black that at the moment that is glossy, so but I want to make some glossy gears. So I bring over, and you can use I've got my black embossing powder. I have got somewhere here, yep, there's the Versamark, and I need a pair of tweezers which have not developed legs. No, yes they have. There should be a pair of tweezers in here somewhere. There's some, not the proper ones, but these ones will do. I have numerous varieties and a heat tool. Okay, so we don't have any black shiny at the moment, but I want some black shiny gears to make my feature. So let's make some black shiny gears. So essentially you can just dab if you want to. Chairs with cushions, no, I will get you some cushions, but the chairs are comfortable. Ask Lisa about the chairs, all right, because the chairs are really comfy. Now, just to make this a bit easier, okay, doesn't matter if you get any embossing powder on the back, but you want to put a bit of Versamark on here. Okay, and then we're going to put some black embossing powder all over it. If you want to make it, if I wanted to do the green, the lemon lime twist, I would put clear embossing powder on it so that you can emboss any color cardstock we've got. You could just stick that in there and shuffle it around. All right, you want it completely covered in embossing powder. Okay, now you are going to get fingerprints on it. It is going to come off, which is why we're going to do this more than once. Okay, so we'll just put that up there, and now I'm going to use this. All right, one heat tool. Hold this still with whatever set of tools you've got. And we're just going to heat that embossing powder up until it melts. All the way around. Now, while it's wet and sticky and hot, yeah, don't do that. Stick it back in the embossing powder. Okay? Stick it back in the embossing powder, and you're going to get more embossing powder that's going to stick to it. All right? And then we're going to do it again. Okay? And we're going to do it a couple of times. Now, if you miss the opportunity while it's hot and wet and sticky, like because it turned over on my glass mat, if you've missed the opportunity to do it again, like see how it's all shiny? Oh, it's not, it's fuzzy. See how now it's all shiny? Then what you do is you put it back onto your Versamark and you wet it again. And you can do this numerous times until that gets a nice shine on it. Okay, from the embossing powder. You don't only have to do it once. All right, whack it back in the embossing powder. I'm going to whack this one in at the same time and one of these guys. Okay. You're going to need to clean this block afterwards. All right. Just want them nice and wet and soggy with that embossing powder for that, so that embossing powder sticks beautiful. All right, so just dip them in there. All right, and pull this one out. Wish I knew where my Stampin' Up tweezers. I was going to call them tongs. And this last one. It's funny, I find it so gritty, but God, I love the smell. Okay, I didn't get much embossing powder in the middle of this one that time, but that's all right, because here we go again. So just warm it up. Whoop. And don't do what I just did. I just sent embossing powder absolutely everywhere because I just sent I just flashed the heat tool over the top of it. Oh my gosh. There is embossing powder all over that half of the desk. But them's the breaks. Okay. Essentially, you've just got to keep your fingers out of the way because the heat tool gets really hot. And now we have a variety of glossy. Right, can you see the difference? Oh, they're nice and warm. Right, see the difference? How cool does the glossy one look? Right. Okay, and these ones are all glossy as well. So I need to make this one glossy and this one glossy still. Yep. So we'll just do those. Sorry, it's not the fastest technique, but it's pretty cool. Okay, these gears are brand spanking new, which is why they're so glossy and perfect. Hey, is that what we say? All right. And we're going to make a cluster of them on our piece. If I can get it out. That one. And the more times you put the embossing powder on, the thicker it sits. And it just looks really cool. Okay, so I know that you can't hear me properly. Hi, Lol, here you go. I know you can't hear me properly when I've got the heat tool on. You'll probably only be able to hear fits and starts because I know that the camera over there is the one that's got the microphone working. Okay. That one's good. Now I can tell the difference sitting here with these two, because this one's had twice as much, like it's had the extra. So I'm going to do this one again as well. And I noticed last time that it didn't get a lot of it in the center. And then we'll just pop that in there. Good. You name it, I've got embossing powder everywhere. It's all stuck to my mat here, and I'll get that off later. The thing that gets it off your glass mat really easy is our Stampin' mist, which is for stamp cleaning, but it seems to clean the mat beautifully, the glass mat. If you've got a silicone mat, you could just be putting it on the silicone mat, then it just peels off. All right. So now this one's got two layers as well. And it's looking pretty special. And I've got black embossing powder absolutely everywhere. Look at my ink pad. You see it all over it? You name it, I've got it everywhere. The main thing is I don't like the fact that it's all in the ribbons as well. But never mind. All right. That can stay there for now, I think. I don't think it's just going to come off with water. No, see, it doesn't come off with just water. But it's still hot and a bit sticky. So we'll get that off later. Okay. So what I was thinking of doing is we've got our gears. We've got our top layer. Now, I've got a couple of different colors of ribbon here. The cloud cover ribbon is quite light, and you'll see it goes quite beautifully there, but it gets a little bit lost, okay? So we've got that as well, but we're just going to have a bit of a play with our placement, all right? So if you remember the previous gears that we had with our garage, they had all different gear sizes joined together to create like a, for want of a better word, like a big background. And I was just going to try and do something fairly similar to that and just create a bit of a background with them. Okay, and now they're nice and shiny and actually still quite nice and warm, just to create a little bit of a feature. All right, because our happy birthday is going to go over the front. So there's texture on the back already, so you don't need any extra texture on the back. This is going to be a blokey card, but I really like putting fiber on things, okay? If you watched me last week, I've got the peelant, these ones here, the faux bronze pentagons. So I've still got them on my desk, so we could use those as well. The other thing that works really nicely with this sort of card would be our linen thread. Okay, and I got a scrap of it, but do you see what I mean? Like, it would work very nicely, but I really like this. Okay, so we're going to make that work. All right, so we're just going to do a bit of a background, and then we're going to have a sentiment up the front. So I am going to stick these guys together. Okay, if you wanted to add a little bit more embossing, the other thing that would look quite nice on it would be some, actually I might put the lighter up the top, would be either some silver or some white, just to break up that blackness. The tempered matte holds the heat. That's still really quite warm. Okay, now where's my stamp set hiding? Here's my stamp set. We've got quite a variety of textures in here. We've got extra embossing powder all over it. We've got the stamps that match our dies, but we've got some textures in here which just add a little bit of extra if you want to. But these ones here can also add some gears that look like they've stepped backwards. Okay, so we can use our stamps to create that extra layer. So I'll just pull this guy out and I'll get a different block because the other one's covered in Versamark, and I'll pull out the little one as well. Okay, where's a little block? That didn't work out very well, did it? I need another little block. Okay. All right. Because I think we've already got enough texture with this background. Okay. So based on where we were going to stick those guys, I'm going to just use some Memento. If you wanted to, you could use some Versamark and you could actually emboss those as well so they look shiny. That'll probably look really good actually, if I do say so myself. But we're not going to do it. We're just going to use some Memento because these guys are like shadows in the background. Now, if you want them to look more shadowy, you're going to stamp them off, okay? Because we want them stepped back. Okay, so that one's going to sit down here, and that one there. We need something over here. We might need the little one over here. All right, because we just want them to look like they're right down there in the back. And you'll notice if you stick them over the top, that looks pretty cool as well. Okay. For example. Okay. Looking good? All right. Now I do want to bring in some of this lemon lime twist just so it's a little bit different. Okay. It's always nice to have that extra color. Okay, there doesn't need to be a lot of it. About 10% is usually what you could work on. All right. If you wanted to make it a little bit darker, you can, and have that color come through a little bit more, you could actually put some Versamark on it and some clear embossing powder and make it come a bit brighter. Okay. So I've got that for lemon lime twist as well. I've got these guys. You're going to sit quite high there. Okay, so we need some dimensionals, and it's just a matter of layering it up how you would like it. Here it is. Look, there's even an embossing powder flakes all over this. I'm not going to unpeel these at the moment because I just want to see how well everything sits together before I do, and I want my ribbon to go underneath all of this. Okay. And we haven't worked out what we're doing with that fabulous happy birthday sentiment that's on there. Where's that set gone? Okay, so this is the set we're going to use, the fabulous sayings for our sentiment. It's all about sentiments essentially. So we've got happy birthday, you're on my mind, thank you, sending love, hello, you can do anything, to a fabulous friend, just because. So you can put to a fabulous friend on the front, and look, that's going to fit. If I look at that, that is going to fit on there perfectly with a little bit left over so that you can flag it, and that is what we're going to do. All right. And then you can put your happy birthday on the inside. Now, quite frequently I don't put my sentiments on the inside. I save it until later because I like to add the sentiments when I know where the card is going. Okay. I haven't decided if I like that one underneath there or not yet. Might have to cover it up. And so make like a cluster. Hand me over to my fabulous friend. You will need a long block for this, or you can put it on an angle on a short block, on a square block. It just depends on what you want to what blocks you've got in your stash. Now, these are brand new. They have not been cleaned. They have not been put into my, not been put through the cleaner. They haven't been put, I haven't stamped in there with them. So we'll just give that a bit of a clean. Okay, because that is going to fit perfectly on there. And no, I didn't even think about it at the time. What side shall I put it on? Let's go. Let's put it smack bang in the middle, and then we can decide, because we can chop off both ends. What do you reckon? And we're going to stamp this one in black. So we get out our memento, which I was watching before. I think needs an ink. Yep, it definitely does. So let's pull out Pretty Peacock, because it's a bit damper. Put memento away because I need to re-ink it. Oh, that's nice and juicy. Yep. Turn her on that side. To a Fabulous Friend. Oh, hid it from you all. To a Fabulous Friend. Okay, got that bit. We got our inside. So what I need on the inside, I am going to put the happy birthday on the inside. And let me just make sure it's going to fit. Here's my, oh my gosh, it doesn't, it's too big. So how are we going to do that, she says. All right, happy birthday is huge. It doesn't fit on my standard size inners. So how am I going to do this? Well, let me show you. You can cut stamps. You do not need to keep them as one, okay? But I'm not about to chop it. I don't feel like chopping it. I don't want to chop it, okay? I'm dropping it on there. I'll give it a bit of a, I'll give it a bit of a clean. Now, there's a couple of ways you can do it. If you've got some post-it notes handy, which I don't have any on this table, all right, you can strategically ink part of it, and you can go like so, and just stamp that bit. Now then you actually have to clean it really, really well. All right. Oh, they're talking about chairs. I see. Okay. And then we're going to ink the other part. Now, you do have to be careful you do not get the little taily bit of your happy birthday, the happy, because we are actually going to make this now a 2-layer stamp. All right. And there's my happy birthday, cut in half to go with my cheerful friend. Oh, yes, you go get her. All right. And let's put some of those gears. Oh, wrong half. Let's put some of those gears in here. Hello, Mabelicious.
Hi, Cedar's home.
I know, Cedar's home. And where's the other one? Here it is, here. There's that one. That one looks like a little steering wheel. I probably should do the envelope while I'm here. There's that in it. All right. I did some embossing on there. Look, it's all stuck, but that's okay. We'll get it off later. Okay, envelope. And we'll just do some matchy-matchy here. Okay. One gear. You know, you love it. They don't want to know you when you've got time or when you're with them or can hang out, and they come and hang all over you other times. Off you go, Mabelicious, please.
Aww.
Yeah.
We stand and stretch for it.
We'll go and stand and stretch on Dad, please.
No, he's taking a nap. You know how grumpy he is.
Okay. Yeah. And there's my envelope. Go and tell your sister to be quiet, please.
She doesn't listen to me.
Maeve, go away.
But I love you.
Hello. Go away, please.
Mwah.
All right, and I'm just going to put a little bit of my pretty peacock around the side here just to bring that colour through. Okay. Whoops, it's blurry.
Kiss, please.
All right.
Is Auntie Lol there?
Yep, Auntie Lol's there.
I love you, Auntie Lol.
Okay.
I miss you. Okay, I'm good now.
All right. Okay, and we'll just do this a bit of matchy. Okay. Oh, look at that. There's fingerprints. It's because these children are here annoying me. So let's fix my fingerprints. Okay. Okay, and I know that there's another fingerprint there, but we have got a spare gear, which I was going to put over here, but is now going over there. Okay, just saying. All right, let me just get all this mess off the table here.
Do you want me to clean them later?
So let's start putting this guy together. Now, with our ribbon, it's going to disappear quite nicely into here. I don't necessarily want it to disappear. So let's put a little bit of colour on it. We can use the pretty peacock and just give it a little bit of extra colour with our blending brush, or we can actually dip it in our ink. All right, depending on what you want to do and how dark you want it to be. So if you were to dip the edges of it in the ink, like so, it's going to suck it up, but it takes a little bit to dry it. Okay, so it's just, all I'm doing is running the edge of it along the ink, and you'll see it if I put it back on the glass. See how it's got an edge on it now? All right, it's just one of those things that you can just do to give it a little bit extra color, but be aware that it will stay a little bit damp for a little bit, so you'll be actually feeling it when you put when you've got it. You'll end up with it on your hands. Right. Now, I don't do bows on guys' cards, but I do like having the fiber on there. Okay, so we will be putting that on there again, and I'll just give that a bit of a clean. Okay, move some things out of the way. Let's stick this baby together. Okay, so I'm going to pop this on first, and it's going on flat. Now, if you've got our adhesive sheets, you could have stuck a piece of adhesive sheet on the back of this piece of lemon lime twist, and you could have made it so that this stuck like a sticker. Okay, but I didn't do that, so I'm just going to run it up the side of that line there, because that line's telling me that that's straight. Okay, just pop this piece on here. Okay. Oh, make sure my card is opening the right way. And the one lower, that's the higher one. This one here, I'm going to adhere this one straight on. Okay. Now it's a little bit curly because it's a little bit thick because there is so much embossing on it. Okay. So it's one of those things that just, yeah, it likes to, it will curl up a little bit. It'll actually act a little bit like there's texture anyway. This one here, we'll take off these guys. Oh, where am I putting my ribbon? Okay, let me just see where I want to put my ribbon. No, I don't want to put it there. I know where I want to put it. Okay. Let's take these guys off. And hold your tongue in the right spot. Okay, Stick that over the top. This one here is going to go here. And this is going to go over the top, but I want this underneath there as well. Okay, so let's just make it the right length. Right, and we'll put this under here. Okay, and we're going to put this on with our tear and tape. Okay.
I've already texted Ty.
Okay. Oops, take them off. Go away. And this is going to go sitting over the top of this here.
What's that?
Go away.
Look at this thing that I just got given.
All right, we're just going to flag this.
Yeah, we're going to ask for more info from one.
Excuse me for a second. Go away.
I love you.
All right. And so I cut it straight down the middle. Okay. And straight down the middle there, and to there, and to there. Just to flag those ends. Just because it looks, I think it looks better.
That looks cute as heck.
Okay. Using our mini dimensionals, I'm going to pop them along the top edge because then they'll stick on that paper there rather than sticking just on the ribbon. And the top edge happens to be down the bottom at the moment. Okay. And put those two there. And then to make sure it's secure, I'm going to put a couple down this end as well. And take that off. Oh, hear the silence. Hi, Pauline. How are you going? It's been a while. Hope you had a nice Christmas. All right. Looks like this guy needs a bit of glue or something under there. Oh, I know what we need under there. We need a mini glue dot. Now, where did I toss those? They were sitting here and I went, oh yeah, I don't need them today. But you know what? I think I'm going to. I might just stick them. They're not on the table. I've put them somewhere over there somewhere. So I'll just stick a mini glue dot under this bit. Or actually, while I'm here, I can just go like so with a dab of glue. It'll do just as fabulous a job. And you won't be able to tell. All right. And then this one here, I think I will put there. Yep. Sometimes you need to have a little bit of extra play. Now, I thought I had two of these guys. Where? Yes, I do, because I've got that one there for the other one, for the inside. Just wanted to make sure I didn't lose it. Okay, and I want to put, they're too big for that. Now, you know that we've got black dimensionals. Now would have been a perfect time to pull those guys out rather than do all of that. So there's my front. These will look perfect on it. Or some little black gems, black pearls, black dots of some description would look perfect on it. But I think these are going to add quite nicely. Ah, that's where you were supposed to go. You were supposed to go up there. I don't think it needs it. Personally. And a nice big one. Where do we want to put it? There's good. Alrighty. So far the front's looking pretty good. Building a deck. We've been building tables. I've got a whole heap of new craft tables for the ladies for when they come. Or a whole heap, 2. But, oh look, there's more gloss, what's that stuff called? Embossing powder. I've got this stuff everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. Okay, now because I want to add that one to there, actually this one will probably work nicer. No, I'm going to put that one there. Not adding a dimensional to the inside because they don't work in there. But I am adding this guy just to cover up that splot. Oh, man. I've got glue everywhere. Sit down there. And because we've got it, this one here is also going to go in here. Okay. And there we have one fabulous sayings card with our gears and textures. Whoa, it's fuzzy. What do you reckon? So we've got the colours that we've used are black, Pretty Peacock, and our lovely lemon lime twist, just because that is actually one of, I really like that colour. But how good does that look? And the paper is from Nature Symphony, the Nature Symphony suite. So all new goodies from the new mini catalogue, which only started last week. This set here, Fabulous Sayings, is a special set. It's a product of the month. It's one that I believe will sell out faster. The blue paper is still available if you didn't get it last month. So, and you only get the option of getting one. So there's a maximum 1 per customer, 1 per demonstrator, all of that sort of stuff. So with the product of the month, you need to spend $125 regular retail price. So if you're a demonstrator, you'll get your discount and then you're still eligible to buy the product of the month. So it is always better. There's 2 different ways to buy Stampin' Up. You can buy it at full price or you can get your 20% and then some discount. If you're up for a discount, let me know and I will lead you to the sign up place and you can join my UniQ crafters. Anyway, it is a great man's card. Thanks, Lisa. Thanks, Wendy. Thanks, Lowell, Pauline, everybody. It was so nice to see you all here. I will catch you next week. If you want to join us at classes, I do classes in Mount Elliott, which is on the beautiful New South Wales Central Coast. I'm more than happy to also come to your home if you're within an hour drive of me. So I can bring my classes to you as well. So there's lots of choice there. All right. If you haven't hit subscribe in the past, go onto YouTube, hit the subscribe button, and yeah, look forward to seeing you all next week. See those girls that are coming for craft on the weekend. I'll see you then. All righty. Toodaloo.